What's good, y'all? This your boy Blak G 92. Now, for this evening, go ahead and start on my first reaction video of the night. Depends on how I'm feeling and if I'm still gonna be able to function. Cause man, I had me a brief ass nap, so kind of still tired from that. So bear with me, and I'm gonna go ahead and just announce the second part of the history of WWE women's wrestling. And not parentheses, like the women's revolution, which is an interesting title, by the way, because it definitely was a revolution for the women's division of WWE. If more so the past, probably past decade or two, if I have my math correct. But it's another video from the channel Counterculture Wrestling. And shout out to Jacoby for the reaction request and a couple other people. I forgot their names. And don't call me on it, but the people and the two other people that requested me to react to this video. So I'm gonna see what this video is looking like in about 3, 2, 1. And this was uploaded 5 years ago. It's interesting how videos have been uploaded almost a decade ago still hit. That's interesting to say the least.
If the longer matches, pay-per-view main events, and lack of farting gimmicks are any indication, we are now in the midst of a women's revolution
for sure.
in the WWE. Last week, we looked at the evolution of WWE's women's division from its oft-forgotten competitive highs in the 1980s to its sadly remembered misogynistic lows in the early 2000s. In this part, we'll look at the women's revolution that took the WWE by storm in the 2010s and turned bathroom break divas into main event superstars.
That's what's up, man.
I'm Psycho Candy, and this is the history of women's wrestling.
I see Ronda Rousey in the cut. Okay, that's what's up. All right.
Part 2.
They got a couple of familiar faces.
To understand where this whole revolution first started, we have to go back a long time ago to a galaxy
far, far away.
A scary place where wrestlers are actually treated like superstars, storylines actually have continuality, and matches actually have meaning. We have to look to NXT.
Okay, NXT.
By 2013, NXT had gained a reputation for being the best weekly hour of WWE programming by, consistently being the best weekly hour of WWE programming.
Wow. That's
with
what's
guys
up.
like Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, and Adrian Neville. NXT was a welcome alternative to the whole how fast can we kill Dan Bryan's momentum storyline we're witnessing on the main roster. But things were about to get a whole lot better.
I bet.
In mid-2013,
Stephanie
the
McMahon,
savior of women's wrestling herself, Stephanie McMahon, would announce a tournament to crown the first ever NXT Women's Champion. The highly contested tournament featured some of NXT's brightest female stars, such as Paige, Sasha Banks, Emma, Summer Rae, Alicia Fox, Tamina, Aksana. Okay, so it wasn't the G1, but the tournament finals between Paige and Emma was a true classic and showcased just how talented the women of NXT truly were. Paige would end up winning the tournament and would give us something we hadn't seen on the main roster in decades: a strong women's title run. She had great feuds and matches with women like Bayley, Sasha Banks, and even gave us NXT's first great female feud against Emma.
Okay.
While the women were an afterthought on the main roster, in NXT, they were one of the most exciting parts.
Really?
Actually, speaking of the main roster, things were finally starting to look up. Yeah, we were still getting dumb storylines and worthless matches, but beyond this hazy mist of mediocrity, there was one bright spot: AJ Lee. Lee burst onto the scene in 2012 as part of the captivating love triangle between her, CM Punk, and Daniel Bryan.
Oh shit.
By
Sounds quite the storyline
she had become
indeed.
Divas champion, beating Caitlyn in some pretty damn fine matches.
Yeah.
While these
Based on the
matches-
last video I watched, the last little documentary, yeah, they definitely had quite the intense feud amongst each other. Definitely would like to see like a couple matches so I can react to them.
far cry from the Paige Emma matches we were seeing in NXT, they were a vast improvement from the Divas matches we were forced to watch a few months earlier. Lee would break barriers as the new women's champ, being the focal point of numerous historic female moments. In July, her and Caitlyn would have the first women's contract signing in WWE history.
Really?
In
That's
December,
impressive. That's
she would
monumental.
defend her title against Natalya in the longest women's match since 1987. And of course, who could forget
That's
her own
historical
version
shit.
of the legendary CM Punk pipe bomb?
Do you want to know what I see when I look in that ring? A bunch of cheap, expendable, useless women.
Ooh.
With Paige and AJ quickly gaining
Damn, I felt that burn. She just straight cooked them.
with their cool anti-diva aesthetics, fans began to dream of a feud between the two Trailblazers. What kind of matches would they have? Who would win? Could this be the next Trish versus Lita we'd all been waiting for? Fans began to endlessly speculate. And in early 2014, our dreams finally came true.
I am the savior of your Divas division. I am the Divas division.
Okay. Talk your shit.
This has been some night. And look at this.
Okay. Got her. Ooh.
And we learned
Shut her down
that, like
quick.
hair, teeth, and any comments you have on your girlfriend's clear weight gain, some things are just better left in your head. Not since Baywatch, The Zune, or Jamarcus Russell had something so hyped been such a letdown.
Yeah, it was
Instead of
kind of
focusing
anticlimactic.
on the rebellious aspects that made these two women stars, like they did with Rock versus Austin or Hogan versus Sting, the WWE went back to their diva era nonsense, displaying the two women as ladies who were suddenly in this nonsensical game of lesbian one-upmanship. You hug me, I kiss you, you kiss me, I stare at you. It was a mess. And I get how this whole thing was once appealing to horny 13-year-old boys in 1999. But in the glorious age of internet porn, the whole lesbian angle just doesn't cut it anymore.
Oh, nah. I'm with you on that. If they want to see all that girl-on-girl action, it's just easy to go on like the hub to see all that. Because back in 2012, 2013, yeah, it's widely available, so I get that part.
In NXT, things had somehow gotten better since
Okay.
the departure of Paige. Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Bayley would step up, dubbing themselves the Four Horsewomen. These women would run NXT for the better part of a year, and it seemed like no matter which of them was in a match, they always stole the show. The Four Horsewomen era of NXT peaked in July 2014 with the incredible feud between Sasha Banks and Bayley. After having what was probably the greatest women's match in WWE history, these women would become the first to ever main event a WWE event when they faced off in a crazy 30-minute Iron Woman match. Changing women's wrestling forever and bringing more eyes on female wrestling than ever before.
I know that had to hurt.
Fans began to dream of the feuds that could occur when these women were called up. What kind of matches would they have? Who would win?
I bet.
Could they produce the next Trish versus Lita feud we've all been waiting for?
Well, you gotta wait to see what's gonna happen.
Revolution here in WWE. Paige wants this revolution, but Paige Courage can't do it by itself. So joining Paige right now is Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey.
NXT on the WWE Network.
Hope I don't get copyrighted.
You're very familiar with this young lady.
Come.
Okay, we're just gonna bring everyone up in teams instead of giving them individual storylines that would get them familiar with the crowd. Kind of weird, but hey,
I guess.
everyone loves a good faction.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So joining forces with Paige will be a woman who was bred for this business. Charlotte!
Oh shit.
And you hear the woos. And it's become, this young lady is the daughter of the two-time WWE Hall of Famer, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Oh, so these factions are gonna be randomly put together and ignore all the bad blood developed between the wrestlers in NXT? A little weird, but hey, I bet they have cool group names.
Team PCB, Team Bella, Team BAD, or Bad. Get this chair.
Meanwhile, the NXT women's division would once again reinvent itself.
Again. Damn, how many times are they going to reinvent
Now
themselves?
being centered around the undefeated, newly debuted
Oh yeah,
Asuka.
Asuka.
It became very clear that there was simply a difference in philosophy in the way women were booked in WWE and the way they were booked on NXT. Whether it be Bostoners throwing tea into the ocean or Khabib throwing punches at Conor McGregor's team, everyone eventually reaches the boiling point sometime.
Oh yeah.
And for the WWE Universe, that point was February 23rd, 2015.
Oh, this must be important then.
After a disrespectfully short 30-second match between Paige, Emma, and the Bella Twins, the WWE fans
Not
had
enough
enough,
time.
and they would finally take to Twitter, trashing the WWE for the way they had chosen
Let me
to
see. Oh, it's more or less the same tweets. Of course, they have McMahon in the middle of the screen, because why not? Matter of fact, they got a documentary on the guy on Netflix. I might end up watching it to see if it's worth a watch.
past decade using the hashtag #GiveDivas a Chance. In one of the most badass moves of her career, AJ Lee would even directly call out Stephanie McMahon via Twitter, saying the Divas were underpaid and underpromoted on TV. What a badass.
Yeah, like just call out by name. I miss words at all.
It was clear all this was having an effect on the one thing Vince McMahon loves in life. What? No, not the audience, his paybook.
Of course.
Seeing dollar signs flash before his eyes, Vince himself would publicly acknowledge a shift in women's wrestling. And the Diva era, as we know it, was history.
Epilogue.
In the past few years, the WWE female superstars have made monumental progress. In 2016, Charlotte Flair and Sasha Banks would become the first women to ever main event a WWE pay-per-view at that year's Hell in a Cell.
Okay.
In 2017, we would see the first women's Money in the Bank ladder match. In
I think I saw that in a
2018,
recent
the
documentary.
WWE would put on Evolution, the first all-women's pay-per-view in company history. The show
That's
was
some dope
extremely
shit
well
right there.
received, with many calling it the best of the year. But all these accomplishments pale in comparison to the women finally main eventing WrestleMania this year. And with Becky Two Belts now firmly positioned as one of the faces of the company, it seems like the sky is the limit for the women's division. Thanks for watching. Make sure to
Is that
like,
the
share,
is
and
that is that the
subscribe.
entire
And if
documentary?
you haven't followed me on Facebook and Instagram yet,
You are
That damned
You will never bring your family honor.
Oh boy. I like that little outro, man. I like the outro. Very creative. But yeah, that was the second part of the history of WWE's women's wrestling, the women's revolution. And I have to say, another interesting little coverage of the history of women's wrestling, and that shows how far they've came since those days in the 2000s and such, the low point of 2000. Of course, showcasing how it's still some little things to iron out in the early half of the 2010s, and showing that repeated like demands from the fans, as well as one of the wrestlers. Damn, I just forgot her name, but they mentioned her name in the documentary. Called out Stephanie McMahon, like, hey, you better pay us. Like, shit, that's some real shit right there. And plus, and not to mention, Vince and got McMahon like wanted to make some changes as well. And as far as how the women's wrestling division is treated as well, and also showcase all the accomplishments and the high points going in NXT the last few years, going from 2016 onward, which is dope to see. Indeed, seeing how how much times have changed. And let me see. Someone in the comments said, "Thank you for these videos telling the often forgotten real story of this revolution. Great video, man. Kind of weird. It only has 1,400 when it's so well made. Love watching the women's revolution rise of NXT. AJ Page, four horsewomen, and most importantly, Stephanie McMahon turned the division completely around and made it relevant first time ever. Most of the changes removing the Divas Championship. So annoying that they called it that. Yeah, I can see why certain fans would have an issue with it, because it is kind of you feel me? This doesn't hint at anything serious. Like just some like glossed up type of shit that you probably wouldn't even expect any sort of like serious matches to take place in. So I understand that part. But yes, I see a lot of people showing love in the comment section from 4 years ago, 3 years ago. That's what's up though. Yeah, if you want me to react to more of these documentaries, hit me up in the comment section. And also, like any other videos you'd like me to react to, like songs, music videos, say trailers for upcoming movies, TV shows, or countdowns, or say clips from, say, TV show, movies, analysis videos for said media or interviews. Let me know in the comment section below. And also hit me up, hit that like button, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button, and share this video as well, just in case you want to tell everybody about the channel. And hit me up in the social media accounts, which we posted in the description box below. This is your boy Blak G92, about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.